as ready as I can be.
Okay. Chris, thank you for talking about your experience as an immigrant and a non-native speaker living in the United States.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Chris Yuen. I come to United States in 1991, so this is going to make the 31-year anniversary in August of this year. My mother, myself, and my sister moved to Southern California at that time in the middle of the recession, and we lived in Orange County. I went to high school there, then for 2 years. Then I went to college, also in Southern California, before I moved to the East Coast.
So Chris, you actually went to college in California, is that correct?
Yes, I went to University of California, San Diego. I think I was the class of 1997. Let me do some math. So I started college in 1993. Some of you who is listening may know that University of California is a very prestigious school. You have to have very high grade point average and very competitive SAT scores to get in. And I'll share with you my freshman year that the university has yet another minimum English writing requirement that you must pass in order to move on to your second, third, and fourth year. So a lot of students, what they do is they score a really good score in the AP English or a great score in your SAT. If you're curious, my SAT verbal score was 320, which is really low out of 800. So they actually put me through a remedial writing program, and I think what they wanted is you pass both the course and also pass like a standardized writing exam at the end of the school term. I failed. I passed all of the courses, but I failed the standardized writing exam in the fall, in the winter, and in the springtime, to the point that at the end of June, I got a letter from the university. Of course, it was worded really nicely, but basically say, pass this and don't bother coming back. So in the summer, I actually took a remedial writing course, and somehow, I don't know what happened, I actually passed, probably just by this much, if you couldn't tell that writing is not my strong suit. So, but I did finally pass it, and turns out that was the last barrier before the university offered me a full scholarship in the second year.
Wow.
Yeah. So in college, I studied linguistics. At that time, I didn't realize that I was good at math, even though test score says otherwise. But I did study linguistics, and I thought to myself that that would make me learn more about English. It's true, I did learn a whole lot about the English language, but it did not really, it wasn't really the appropriate way to help me with my academic writing, to patch it up. It would help some, but this is not a program that's designed to help someone to write better. So, I mean, I finished my writing sequence. That was, after that, that wasn't too much of an issue. And I learned a whole lot of, I mean, we did write a whole lot of papers. I mean, it is a social science discipline. But I think throughout, I was a competent writer, but I can't say I am an excellent writer by the time that I graduate from university.
Do you have any specific tips or information on what you did to help yourself with your writing?
I think thinking about it now, of course, hindsight is always 20/20. I realized that going into this huge university, although my parents were very proud to be so prestigious, and it is still 33,000 students in the university. So if you're learning a language or whatever skills that you're learning in an environment with this many students in there, the environment would be very much it's already kind of scripted for you. So if you wanted to learn academic writing, yes, it will be pretty much scripted. But I'm not saying I didn't get a good education. I did. I had a fantastic education. But sometimes the scripted instruction may not suit the needs of an individual student. So now that I think about it, turns out, I thought when I was writing I had good content. Running out of things to say was almost never an issue for me. I did okay with organization. I did okay with grammar. Turns out what I really needed was someone who could give me guidance on how to do editing. And for many of you who are viewing would know that editing is a very personal, individualized task. Whatever that you write might take a certain kind of editing. So, and I think that makes my writing never really excel to the point that I would call it an excellent piece of writing. So, but I would say that if anybody who come to United States, one thing that you might want to consider is don't just look for university with reputations, but also look for smaller colleges like liberal arts colleges. Those schools have a lot to offer that sometimes a large public university may not be able to afford it to give to their own students, mainly because of the environment and the size.
I think you've just made a very good point, Chris. In fact, sometimes community colleges are a good place for non-native English speakers to start.
Oh, yes.
Because they often have a lot of support for students.
Yes, I would agree that while adjusting into the American life and adjusting to the American academics, having the more support you have, it just wouldn't hurt you. It could help you.
Right. Yeah. So Chris, let's go back to when you were telling us about the remedial classes and the problems that you had, and you actually got a letter from the university saying you had one more chance, if I understand correctly, to pass this class, or there goes this college anyway.
Right.
How did your parents react to that situation?
Well, it was a mixed. My dad, who never attended college, I think he barely finished high school in Hong Kong. He was a very strict father and just, Chris, you just have to study harder. You're not studying hard enough. And I think it is a very common way to parent. I would imagine that your kid's not doing so well in school, so study harder. Whatever effort that you put in right now is just not good enough, that sort of thing. My mother, on the other hand, I needed to give you a little bit background. She went to a British nun school in Hong Kong, and all instruction was done in English. So she spoke English really well. So she had firsthand experience with as an English language learner in an academic environment. She was a lot kinder when on me in terms of seeing that letter. And she did everything that to help me out, including asking which section of the English class that you can take to have the easiest professor in order to pass this English class. She was that supportive. Ultimately, I think they're both well-intentioned. I think my dad really wanted me to get through college without an issue so that I could get a college degree and get a good job. My mom, on the other hand, realized that just adjusting itself probably is just tough enough. So she was kind of, at this summer, what I can do to help my son in order to get through kind of thing. So, but they were very sweet in that sense.
I am sure that the day that you graduated from college was probably one of the proudest moments for you and for your parents.
Oh, you're going to make me work on that tear work.
I'm
That's,
sorry.
I graduated in '97, and my dad was in Hong Kong at that time, working on some business. My mom came to the graduation, but we were very fortunate that that year that I graduated, the commencement speaker was President Bill Clinton. So, yeah, well, with the president coming, we were in this football field. Everybody has to go through metal detector. There were Secret Service in a helicopter flying around. And because of that, my dad actually watched me graduate on CNN in Hong Kong.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a fantastic story.
Yes, and I think it turns out to be perfect. My dad is a very reserved Chinese man. So our own imagination is he probably bragged to all of his friends, all of my uncles and aunts that Chris was graduating. So, but we never got a chance to see him being elated.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it certainly makes a great story, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing it. I just want to really thank you for talking about your educational experiences, from going from a 16-year-old kid coming to this country to having difficulty passing remedial English to Dr. Yuen, the university professor.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you so patiently listening to my story. Appreciate
Oh,
it. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely my pleasure, Chris. Thanks so much.